Today, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. No run back here on the opening kickoff, as we'll start at the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. He'll look to throw. James has got it. Complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. They'll set up a throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
It is one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. That's taken on the 25. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Patriots take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger, throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea to slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. A great play there. touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Pats have taken the early lead. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and that makes the score 7-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was finished by the touchdown run from the 15. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. A 6-2 is their record through the first 8 weeks. Now, Charles, what is your assessment for them in the second half of the season?
Well, I think that the road gets a little bit tougher for them. And when I look at their schedule, I see some of these road games, and I know those are going to be difficult. But this is a good team, so I'm going to go with 11-5. That seems about right, and I think that'd be a nice accomplishment, too.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
To throw again on second down. Jones. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. DeForest Buckner. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. Rolling to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there. And it's second down.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
The 71 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. Now Jones. Flush to his right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Mac Jones with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. after the touchdown. He'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back to throw now on first down. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the handoff, Taylor dances by him. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On second down, it's Taylor. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Well, when you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal, so a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. On the draw is Taylor. And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Caught on the slant. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
The kick by Bass is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Taken at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And he will not be able contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jones. It's caught by Aguilar. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley Cox. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. The kick by Bass is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where it was the visiting Titans who were able to walk away with the road victory. Ryan Tannehill, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, we head down the turnpike to see what's happening with the Eagles at home in Philadelphia. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. Adam Thielen, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our...
So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here are the Patriots to take over. They were losers to the Packers a week ago, but they've got the lead right now here as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start the 3rd quarter here on the ground. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 97 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Off play action. Jones. Sliding out of the pocket. He finds his man. Complete. It's Parks. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 28.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Eluding the pressure. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Hey, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Jones now on third down. Escaping the pressure right. It's caught on the right side at Smith. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Lambeau is good, and that will extend their lead here to 17-6. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
There's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down. I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Out of the gun now on third down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Completes it to Aguilar. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On first down, Parks gets around him, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 124 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Looking here for Smith downfield, and that is incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
On second down now, it's Parks. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake, Jones. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Quiddy Pay able to drop him for a loss of a couple. On second down, it's Parks, and he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 12-yard line.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now Jones off the play fake. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
You definitely would like to have hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
New England on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Staying on his feet. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Dietrich Wise in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. He'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Into the secondary past the 40. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll bring up a second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too... And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to... Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense. They're going to look to throw. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Pats are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Parks. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. On third down, it's Parks. And he's got room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They'll run on first down. It's Parks, and taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's taken down inside the 30. And now they're in the hurry-up. On first down, Parks. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Now a handoff here to his running back. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Parks. They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short, and we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Patriots, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the loss will drop them to 6-.
today. From SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports.
And off we go from SoFi Stadium. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a longtime starter in the NFL, a former #1 overall pick way back in 2009. It's Matthew Stafford.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Now a first down throw, Stafford. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. This defense for the Patriots, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation winning that game has to be sky high. In fact, you'd be absolutely stunned to come away with a loss in that one. Could you imagine going to the press conference and trying to explain that?
Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. They'll try the air now with Stafford. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, it's Stafford. That's caught by Marquez Callaway. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 35. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And a solid run down inside the 30. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 81 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The numbers for him from a week ago. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. He finds some open field here. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge. And
the Rams got him. They bring him down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. No score after 1 on EA Sports. A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17. From the gun, Jones. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st down, Stafford here. Pressure comes and down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Right back to Atwell. That's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They'll run on 1st down. It's Parks, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw into the hands of Henry here. 7 yards, the pickup there. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Back to throw. Jones. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. First down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing right, and that's complete. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Jones on first down. Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
And he comes back with one complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 12-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Again, he'll drop to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend, so lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where you see the final score there. Jonathan Taylor, well over 100 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Chris Godwin, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Zach Wilson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, to call it a defensive battle would be an understatement. 0-0.
So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. For the Patriots taking over to start quarter number 3. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight. Maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it in a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
From the 36, Jones, and he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. On 2nd down now, it's Parks. And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Jones. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 64 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Rolling to his right. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Mac Jones with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Patriots have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? Wonder if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stafford, and he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and it's now 14-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field, and fresh off the pick 6. They've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, He's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. They'll get this one complete to Atwell. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. So they wind up throwing it against your advice, but the result's still a 4th down.
Well, it did turn out to be a safe throw. And you know how sometimes coaches talk about using short passing game as a run? Essentially, that's what they did there. Now they can kick it away.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Pats at the line ready to go. On 1st down, it's Parks. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Parks. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. That's 2nd down.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Jones. Quick slant here to Smith. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Parks, and he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. 95 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those.
Jones hit, and the ball's out. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Here's Jones to throw on 3rd down. Going right side here, and that's complete. Yeah, the Patriots are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Pats are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now 21-0. Lambeau now after the touchdown. He'll kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Now the Rams offense getting the football back. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Throws left side. Atwell's got it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. From the gun, here's Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still...
Touchdown, Patriots! Jonnu Smith, his first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots add on to their fourth quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and it is 28-0. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Stafford on 3rd down. And this incomplete. Oh, my. He might have been celebrating in the end zone if he'd held on. Nearly picked, but instead, it'll bring up 4th down. They'll run for it with Akers. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. He needed less than a foot. He didn't get a whole lot more than that, but he did get the first down.
Well, he and his offensive line created enough push where if he was able to just fall forward as he was able to there, that would pick up the first down. As you noted, didn't need a whole lot, didn't get much more than that.
From the 38, Stafford. Outright, this is Boyle, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Stafford now to throw. This is caught. It's Woods. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Throwing again is Stafford. Open man is Atwell, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford. That's caught left side by the tight end Boyle. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. To throw is Stafford. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Pats, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Rams, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.
today. From Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 12 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. On first down, Tagovailoa. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The numbers for Fuller last week: 4 catches, 64 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. They'll have a tough time.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. They'll try the left side. Boyle. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And this will be incomplete. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. This defense for the Pats, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, we're definitely in top form, and there's a shutout, as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. So motivation this week, not an issue.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, #1, you throw the short.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Kyle Duggar just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Tua. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Patriots are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So here come the Patriots now to take over on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll run on first down. It's Parks, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 95 yards.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does. They want to make sure they get him there.
Now Jones. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Patriots who got the win on the road, so they'll look to finish off the sweep here in Foxborough. On 2nd down, it's Parks. Escapes the defender. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A great play there. His 13th touchdown now on the season. And the Pats have taken the early lead.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Tua and the rest of the Dolphin offense back out on the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
A big play there on the catch and run. They're good at running the screen. Sometimes it's probably taken for granted, though. You need a good deal of deception in there, don't you?
You certainly do. And you know what else you need? The people who aren't involved in the deception to make sure they hold their blocks and someone doesn't flash too quickly in the face of the quarterback.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st down, Boyle. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Tua. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Sanders' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
61 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break up the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Same result as last play, 14 yards and another 1st down. Gonna give this time to the tailback. A beautiful fake. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Oh, what a move. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way.
And he is in. Touchdown, New England. A great effort there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Lambeau on for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And this is going to be incomplete. Well, these two teams, you might remember, met in Foxborough earlier in the season with the Patriots winning that ball game. So they're trying to win here in Foxborough to capture the season series. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Burton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. From the 38, Tua. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And with the day he's having, as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, guaranteed he will ask for the exact same thing each and every week as long as he continues to run like that. Sometimes it's that simple, partner.
Yeah.
Just,
and you know how superstitious these guys can be.
Oh, there's no doubt, right? If you put your left sock on first and you have this kind of game, you'll keep doing it. In this case, let's investigate that pregame meal. We might need some of that.
Yeah, right. It's working. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Throwing, Jones. From left side, it's complete. And they're going to get this all the way inside the Miami 15. So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice. Big touchdown.
He's got it at the 2. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Patriots add on to their lead. Lambeau to add on the extra point. And it's 21-3. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a New England touchdown. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. On 2nd and inches, Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and it's the Bears who have the lead. Quarterback Justin Fields with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's get down to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Lamar Jackson with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were winners in their ball game over the visiting Buffalo Bills. Ryan Tannehill leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together?
So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. So here are the Patriots to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start the 3rd quarter here on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 141 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
They'll roll him out right. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Play action. Now it's Tua. Throw left side complete. That's Gregory. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. And right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tua. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the...
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Pats will take over possession here up at the 44. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Parks. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 176 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. They'll run on 1st down. It's Parks, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
That's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point.
Touchdown, Patriots! Hunter Henry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that'll increase their lead to 28. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Miami set to take over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Over the middle, complete. It's Burton. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And just a yard to go here on second down. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Patriots are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago. And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 230 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Now a second down and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. And he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think.
Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now left side on the swing pass. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. From the 36, Tua hit, and the ball is out. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is fielded at the 7. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. On first down, it's Parks. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Parks. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for New England, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week.